This video is sponsored by Urkin Outcast, a fan-made Invader Zim series by collaboration between multiple artists in the fandom. Links to the first two teaser trailers are down below. What is up, everybody? It's your favorite boy, Zen Zany, back after finishing up his midterms and ready to get back into the content. And oh boy, I'm actually kind of happy right now because, for once, the content that I'm talking about today is actually pretty good. In the time that I was away, we've had a landmark case in favor of the LGBT plus community, and it specifically says that now you cannot be fired nor denied a job based on your sexuality. And oh boy, let me tell you, I wish this ruling came a lot sooner, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. But first, if you're new to the channel, welcome. It's glad to have you here. If you don't mind, please feel free to leave a like, comment down below something, I don't care, fish sticks. Comment fish sticks down below, and don't forget to turn on the bell, and I hope you have a wonderful day. If you do all three of those things for me, I can almost guarantee you that there's a 0.00000000000.1% chance that a celebrity will comp your next meal at a restaurant. I can almost guarantee it. On Monday, June 15th, the Supreme Court of the United States ruled that the federal civil rights law protects gay, lesbian, and transgender workers as from being denied work or from being fired based on their sexuality alone. This landmark ruling comes after a 6-3 ruling decided that the word sex in the Civil Rights Act can extend to one's sexuality and their feelings towards other people. What sticks out to a lot of people is the fact that right now the Supreme Court is a majority conservative and Republican base, and let's face it, a lot of conservatives are not the best supporters of LGBT movements and ideologies. So it really came as a big surprise when Justice Gorsuch, a highly conservative justice, not only ruled in favor of this change, but also delivered this statement. An employer who fires an individual for being homosexual or transgender fires that person for traits or actions it would not have questioned in members of a different sex. Sex plays a necessary and undiscussable role in the decision, exactly what Title VII forbids. This whole decision came down to literally one word, and that one word is found here in Title 42 of the United States Code Annotated, Section 2000E-2. Specifically, I'm looking at Part A, Employer Practices. It shall be an unlawful employment practice for an employer to fail to refuse to hire or discharge any individual or otherwise to discriminate against any individual with respect to his compensation, terms, conditions, or privileges of employment because of such individual's race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. And now this ruling extends to one's sexuality. Now, over 1 million transgender workers can get up and go to work without being afraid to express who they are, and now millions of gay, lesbian, bisexual, asexual individuals can now go to work without having to fear coming out and getting fired for it. This landmark case has, in some ways, enabled us to do more for our pride and our honor. Now, of course, there's always going to be detractors in this case. For example, Trump's main man, Brett Kavanaugh, he acknowledged that, yeah, social and political progress needs to be achieved for the LGBT plus community, but still, he voted against it, stating that they have advanced powerful policy arguments and can take pride in today's results. Under the Constitution's separation of powers, however, I believe it was Congress's role, not this court's, to amend Title VII, therefore must respectfully dissent from the court's judgment, said Kavanaugh. He brings up the Constitution's separation of powers, and if you've ever been in a U.S. history class, U.S. government class, or like me in law school, you know that the Supreme Court themselves review and say if these rules are justly upheld or if they are unconstitutional. So, sorry Kavanaugh, but this was the court's decision. Congress can make the laws, but you are the ones who decide if or whether or not these are constitutional. In the end, he was just looking for a scapegoat to hide his personal bias, which I can probably say for a few other people. Going back to what I said earlier about how I wish this law was in place a lot sooner, well, you see, back in summer of 2019, which, if I can just say on a side note, with everything else going on, that feels like a century ago, I applied for a position at a office that I will not name, and I'll keep the employer's name anonymous. But I met all the qualifications for this position. One of the things they asked me to do was provide any usernames or social media accounts to review, make sure that, hey, you're not someone who's going to say or do bad things if we hire you, which I thought I was all clear for that. Then I got to the interview with the boss, and after some basic questioning, he started asking me about my sexuality. This came completely out of left field for me because I mean, what does this have to do with anything? I thought I'm just here for a job interview, not a coming out therapy session. He starts asking me these questions, and then he gets to the main one. Are you, Mr. Zen Zany, a homosexual, or do you have relationships with other men? And I legitimately told him, if my entire career hinges on this one question, and that one question's answer will determine everything, then I'm sorry, but I don't want this position. I finished the interview, and not even a week later, I found out that this guy was a pretty homophobic individual. So, yeah, I kind of dodged a bullet with that one. But still, I was almost denied a job just because of who I am. I am interested in men. I'll be the first to admit that multiple times. So, if people are now going to be able to go to work and get jobs without having to worry about that bias going into the factoring, then that's great. This is a landmark case that will definitely help us in the future. I know with everything going on in the world that it can seem this is very unlikely, but things are going to get better, you know? One day we may go back to quote-unquote normal. One day we'll have justice for everyone. We won't be afraid to be who we are on the inside. We won't have to be afraid to express who we feel like we truly are. And if that's your sexuality, your preferred gender, if you want to change your sex, one day things will get better and no one's going to judge you for who you are. Sponsor time. This video was brought to you by Erkin Outcast, an Invader Zim fan series taking place in between the events of Season 2 and the movie. While planning a counterattack for Zim's next diabolical plan, Dib realizes that there are new aliens appearing in his neighborhood. Erkin rebels who have defected from the Armada have come to Earth to seek refuge from the Tallest. How will Dib react? How will Zim react? How will this all go down? I mean, why are you asking me? How will I possibly know? It's not like I'm on the team or anything. Oh wait, I am. This whole team is a group of volunteer artists, animators, and voice actors who are lending their talents to create this miniseries. Led by our illustrious leader, Rainbot, we are putting this project together for entertaining our fans and hopefully getting to spread our talents across the internet. Yours truly is playing Commander Mux, the defecting general of the Erkin Armada and personal bodyguard of the Tallest. Our team has put a lot of hard work and effort into this project, and we want everyone to see it. So right now, if you go down below to the description, click the link above, and it'll take you to the first teaser trailer for the series. While you're there, subscribe to Rainbot, keep up to date on our progress. We don't really have an official launch date for the first pilot episode, but I can tell you it will be within the next couple of weeks. So yeah,